Asia is still not the force in football that it wants to be. The south of Asia especially seems to be the furthest behind. India are currently 119 in the world rankings, but since the introduction of their professional league, the international side has made some progress. Asian teams are still a long way behind the likes of Brazil and France, but the various football federations are desperately trying to change that. They've concentrated on the development of the youth game as the way forward. In India, talent scouts help set up camps to unearth the young prospects who they hope will be the stars of the future. The World Youth Soccer Championships will take place in Thailand during October. Only 4 teams from Asia will be eligible to take part in the tournament, and to get there they have to reach the semi-finals of the Asian Youth event. The qualifying stages for the Under-19s Youth Championship took place recently in Bangalore. The teams from the south of Asia knew that only the winners of the contest would play in the tournament. India were the strong favourites. Mohamed Habib, one of the best midfielders India has ever produced, was given the task of coaching the youngsters. This after a 2-year spell as assistant manager of the senior national side. Habib had just 3 months to get his ideas across.
I hope these boys will go very good speed, and I will be trying to qualify, and I hope we will be going to qualify this.
Kyrgyzstan were thought by many to be the dark horses of the group. Decades of being part of the Soviet Union have left the country struggling to find its feet in the football world, as many players never had the chance to venture abroad to gain experience. The youth team coach, Valiev Zagig, had only a month to train the boys, but they were confident enough to turn up in Bangalore only on the day of the first match without any practice. Pakistan surprised everyone by just being able to field a team. The side had had no match practice, they had no facilities, no finance. The national side don't even have a stadium. The coach, Zafar Iqbal, who played for Pakistan in the 1970s and the 80s, couldn't even offer any incentives to attract the young players. For the kids of Pakistan to make it as a sporting hero, they have to turn to cricket. It makes it very difficult for the coach to keep his players together after the tournament, as there is nothing to hold them. Bangalore in India was the setting for this important step forward in Asian football. After the opening ceremony, it was down to the serious stuff. Day 1 started with Kyrgyzstan against Bhutan. Bhutan were the newcomers to this tournament, but they soon learned a harsh lesson. Kyrgyzstan hammered them 5-0, showing genuine potential in the process. Next up was India versus the Maldives. The 1-0 scoreline to India didn't show their true dominance, but the result was all important. Day 2 saw Pakistan's youngsters play their first competitive match against the struggling Maldives. Having arrived only 10 hours before the kick-off, Pakistan still put on a reasonable performance, coming through by 2-1. The real test for India came in the match against Kyrgyzstan. Billed as the most important of the qualifiers, India stepped up a gear from their first game to win 3-0. Kyrgyzstan did battle, but ended the game with only 8 players after receiving 3 red cards. India, on the other hand, had taken a giant step towards qualifying. And after a 2-0 win over Pakistan, India did qualify. If they can be successful in Thailand, then India really are on their way to a prosperous future.